Have you ever wondered if there are things you unknowingly do as you get older that others notice, but no one is tactful enough to tell you directly? The truth is, as we pass middle age, certain habits and behaviors can make us seem less charming, unapproachable, or even unattractive in the eyes of others. The problem is, most people are too polite to offer direct feedback. So, you might never realize it, inadvertently making others uncomfortable. But don't worry. The good news is that once you identify these behaviors, you can absolutely adjust them. This will help you present yourself with confidence, grace, and self-possession, build strong relationships, and maintain connections with society. So, let's explore 6 things that people often notice in older adults, but rarely mention. These small habits can affect how others perceive you, how they interact with you, and even how you feel about yourself. And here's the best part. They're all fixable. With just a few simple changes, you can maintain a powerful presence, integrate well socially, and feel your best at any age. Stay with me until the end of the video, because once you recognize these signs, you'll never see aging the same way again. You'll not only gain insights into how others evaluate you, but also learn easy ways to stay sharp, stylish, and respected as you grow older. First, let's talk about neglecting personal grooming. One of the first things people notice, but rarely mention, is when someone stops taking care of their appearance. As we get older, it's easy to overlook the small details like trimming your nails, keeping your hair neat, or ensuring your clothes are clean and fresh. But these little things add up and can make a person look older, more tired, or even unapproachable. Take, for example, Walter, an 82-year-old man who was always known for his dapper appearance. But over time, he stopped trimming his eyebrows, let his hair grow wild, and started wearing the same old shirt day after day. His family noticed, his neighbors noticed, but no one said a word. It wasn't until one day, when he looked in a mirror and realized how much he had changed, that he decided to get a haircut, shave, and update his wardrobe. Almost immediately, he felt better, stood taller, and noticed that people reacted to him more positively. The truth is, when personal grooming slips, it's not just about appearances. It's also about how people perceive your energy and confidence. Studies show that when people feel well-groomed, they present themselves differently, making them seem more energetic and vibrant. Unkempt hair, overgrown nails, and even neglecting skincare can make a person look older and more withdrawn than they actually are. So what can you do? Keep it simple. Regular haircuts, trimmed nails, and well-fitting, clean clothes will make a big difference in how you present yourself. If skincare has never been a priority, a basic moisturizer and lip balm can prevent dry and flaky skin, helping you look and feel refreshed. And if you have a beard, keeping it trimmed and neat can instantly add a polished and sophisticated look. You don't need to spend hours in front of the mirror. Just paying a little more attention to personal grooming can help you look healthier, feel more confident, and ensure you're making the best possible impression. Eleanor Vance, 70, retired, shares, "I notice that when I wear a little makeup and dress in brighter colors, I get more compliments. I'm not trying to look younger, but I want to look healthy and energetic." Or like Robert Bob Johnson, 75, a volunteer, says, "I started shaving every day and grooming my hair. It really made me feel better about myself. And I think it makes me more approachable to the people I work with." Next, let's look at speaking too loudly or interrupting others. A common, but often unspoken, issue that occurs as we age is a change in how we communicate. Many older adults start speaking much louder than they realize, sometimes interrupting others or dominating conversations unintentionally. This often happens due to gradual hearing loss, which makes it difficult for them to gauge the volume of their own voice. The tricky thing is that most people won't tell you. It's one of those things they just put up with, but definitely notice. Take, for example, George, a 77-year-old man who loves socializing with friends and family. Over time, he started talking louder and louder, sometimes cutting people off without even realizing it. His family noticed, his friends noticed, but no one wanted to embarrass him. One day, at a dinner party, he noticed that people seemed to recoil slightly when he spoke. That's when he realized his voice had become much louder than he thought. After getting his hearing checked and making a conscious effort to lower his voice volume, he noticed something interesting. Conversations flowed more smoothly, and people seemed more comfortable around him. The truth is that hearing loss happens gradually, and many people don't even realize it's affecting their voice. But when someone speaks over others, interrupts frequently, or raises their voice excessively, it can be off-putting or even disrespectful. Conversations should be like a balanced exchange, not a competition for speaking time. So what can you do? First, pay attention to how others react when you speak. If you notice people leaning back, lowering their own voices, or trying to squeeze in a word, it might be time to adjust your volume. If you suspect you have hearing loss, a simple hearing test can help you regain better control over your voice. Also, making an effort to pause, listen, and let others finish their thoughts can make conversations much more natural and engaging. Speaking at a natural volume and allowing space for genuine give-and-take discussion makes social interactions more enjoyable for everyone. Also, something we often overlook is wearing outdated or ill-fitting clothes. Many older adults stick with familiar outfits for decades, either because they're comfortable or because they simply don't prioritize fashion as much as they used to. The problem is that clothing sends a message, whether we realize it or not. Wearing faded, stretched out, or outdated clothes can make a person look older and less put together, even if they feel great inside. Take, for example, Harold, 80, who always prided himself on a sense of style, but over time he stopped paying attention to what he wore, relying on baggy, shapeless clothes. His family noticed, his friends noticed, but no one said anything. Then one day, he put on a well-fitting collared shirt and a newer pair of pants, and everything changed. People complimented him. He felt sharper and even stood a little taller. He didn't need to change much, but those small updates made a big difference. The truth is that clothes affect how others perceive you. Studies show that people associate well-fitting clothes with confidence and energy, while baggy, outdated clothes can give the impression of sloppiness or indifference. This doesn't mean you have to chase the latest fashion trends, but a clean, structured, and intentional look can make you feel more energetic and respected. So what can you do? Start small. A few carefully chosen pieces, a crisp collared shirt, a pair of well-fitting pants, or a stylish jacket can instantly refresh your look. Pay attention to colors that suit your skin tone and materials that are comfortable but still structured. Even updating your shoes and accessories, such as a nice watch or belt, can make a difference. And if you're not sure where to start, ask for advice from a stylish friend or a salesperson who can help you choose options that work for you. The key is not to dress like someone else, but to wear clothes that fit well, look fresh, and make you feel confident. When you do that, you'll not only look better, but also feel better, and others will notice it. We also need to pay attention to complaining or criticizing too much. One of the quickest ways to push people away without even realizing it is to constantly complain or criticize. It's easy to fall into a habit of commenting on everything that's wrong, whether it's about modern technology, the younger generation, aches and pains, or just the way things aren't like they used to be. The problem is that even without intending to be negative, this kind of talk can drain the energy from a conversation, making people less inclined to spend time with you. Take, for example, Roger, 75, who loves sharing his opinions. At first, his comments were just little remarks about how things used to be better, about how young people don't work as hard, or about how rushed everything feels these days. But over time, his family and friends started interacting with him less. They still loved him, but they found themselves avoiding long conversations because they knew they would eventually hear a list of complaints. One day, his grandson said, "Grandpa, do you even like anything these days?" It hit him hard. He realized he had stopped focusing on the good things in life. The truth is that negative energy is contagious. When we consistently express frustration, even in small doses, it shifts the mood of those around us. It makes interactions feel heavy, and people naturally gravitate toward more positive influences. This doesn't mean you have to pretend everything is perfect, but balancing complaints with something positive, hopeful, or amusing can keep conversations engaging. So what can you do? Practice awareness. Pay attention to how often you're making complaints or criticisms in conversations. If you notice it happening frequently, challenge yourself to shift the focus. Instead of saying, "Things were so much better in my day," try saying, "Things were different in my day, but I'm curious how this new way works." Instead of focusing on what's wrong, look for something interesting or humorous in every situation. People like to be around people who make them feel good, inspired, or engaged in a meaningful way. The key is not to stifle your thoughts, but to create a balance between concerns and appreciation. When you do that, people will not only enjoy talking to you more, but they'll also seek you out because your presence feels uplifting rather than draining. Another key factor that we often overlook is posture and body language. One of the most subtle but noticeable signs of aging is how you carry yourself. Over time, it's easy to develop habits of slouching, shuffling your feet when you walk, or holding a closed-off posture. The problem is, people don't just hear what you say, they also read your body language, and posture is a huge part of that. A slouched posture, slow movements, or avoiding eye contact can make someone look frail, disinterested, or lacking confidence, even if that's not how they actually feel. Take, for example, Eleanor, 83, who had always been active, but over time, she noticed people offering to help her more, even when she didn't need it. Strangers assumed she was weaker than she was, and family members treated her like she was fragile. She couldn't figure out why until she saw a photo of herself standing with rounded shoulders, crossed arms, and a slight bend in her back. That's when she realized her body language was sending the wrong message. After consciously focusing on standing straighter, walking with more purpose, and maintaining eye contact, people started treating her differently, respecting her more, and seeing her less as someone in need of assistance. The truth is that posture influences perception. Studies show that people with strong posture and open body language appear more confident, energetic, and even younger than those who don't. Slouching makes you look more tired, while standing tall signals strength and vitality. Even something as simple as keeping your hands visible instead of crossing your arms can make a difference in how engaged you appear in conversations. So what can you do? Start small. Pay attention to your posture when you're sitting, standing, or walking. A simple trick is to imagine a string pulling you up from the top of your head, and this naturally aligns your spine without feeling rigid. When walking, lift your feet fully off the ground, avoiding that common shuffling habit. When talking, face people directly, maintain comfortable eye contact, and use small hand gestures to keep the interaction dynamic. How you carry yourself influences how people perceive you, whether they see you as vibrant and confident or withdrawn and uninterested. By making these small adjustments, you can instantly become more present, capable, and approachable without saying a word. Finally, a sensitive but very important issue is bad breath or body odor. One of the hardest things to tell someone, but one of the first things people notice is unpleasant breath or body odor. The truth is, as we age, our sense of smell diminishes, meaning we might not notice changes in our own scent. Certain medications, dietary choices, and even dehydration can contribute to this issue, but most people will never mention it. Instead, they'll just keep their distance or find subtle ways to cut the conversation short. Take, for example, Frank, 78, who had always been the life of the party. He loved catching up with old friends, but he started noticing that people didn't stand as close to him as they used to. His neighbor, who used to chat for hours, now only offered quick and distant greetings. It wasn't until his daughter gently suggested he try a new mouthwash and drink more water during the day that he realized what was going on. A few small changes, like staying hydrated, chewing sugar-free gum, and switching to a more effective deodorant, made a big difference. Suddenly, people were leaning in closer again, interactions felt warmer, and he regained his confidence. The truth is, dry mouth is one of the biggest causes of bad breath, and it becomes more common with age. When a mouth doesn't produce enough saliva, bacteria builds up faster, leading to that lingering odor. Similarly, changes in diet, digestion, and metabolism can cause body odor to shift over time. Even something as simple as wearing the same clothes too many times before washing them can have an impact. So what can you do? Be proactive. Drinking plenty of water throughout the day prevents dry mouth, and chewing sugar-free gum or sucking on mints can help stimulate saliva production. Using an alcohol-free mouthwash keeps breath fresh without drying out the mouth. For body odor, wearing breathable fabrics, showering regularly, and rotating between different types of deodorant can help eliminate lingering odors. And don't forget, washing clothes, bed linens, and even hats or scarves frequently makes a bigger difference than you might think. The bottom line is good hygiene isn't just about feeling clean, it's about how others perceive your presence. A few small adjustments can ensure that when you walk into a room, people lean in closer instead of taking a step back. In summary, how we present ourselves, communicate, and maintain our daily habits affects how others perceive us, whether we realize it or not. But here's the best part. Every one of these habits is fixable. Small changes like paying attention to personal grooming, adjusting how we engage in conversations, updating our wardrobes, being mindful of negativity, improving posture, and maintaining hygiene can make a big difference in how we feel and how others respond to us. Maybe you've recognized one or two of these habits in yourself, and that's perfectly normal. The key is not to feel discouraged, but to feel empowered. The fact that you're here, watching this video and thinking about these things means that you care about keeping yourself sharp, confident, and engaged with the world around you. Aging doesn't mean losing your presence or influence. It means refining it. With a little effort, you can continue to command respect, maintain great social connections, and feel your best every day. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments brings us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue to create great content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.